So my quote was, yeah, let's take us 3, maybe 4 hours. We're 15 and nothing's happened. Come on in here, Troy. All right, I'm back in PA. I've been here twice. I had to fly up here to get my parents, so we went to Hazleton.
Which isn't too far from here.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half, something like that. 2 hours,
Yeah.
And then now I'm back up here just outside Harrisburg and Mechanicsburg. Here's our muse for the
wall.
Yeah, for the next day or so. I talked to Troy. Troy's been wanting an 1122 for a while, and I talked him into doing, hey, why don't we do the 1322, put it on the wall, put a hose so you can pull it out. You'll be surprised how far that 100-foot hose would go all the way down to the neighbor's house.
Perfect.
And so what we're going to do is, actually, you guys know Mike. Mike's helped me do like the pre-post install and stuff like that, helped me set up HQ. Mike came out here and did all the plumbing for us, but I wasn't thinking that when you have studs, so this is a common question, when we have studs, the hose reel, the CR are not wide enough to grab a stud. So this would be a good example of what you would have to do in order to get this to work, in your garage. It'll also show you, relocating what it would mean for a bucket filler and how you'd set that up. So we'll talk about all the dimensions and stuff. But what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to cut the wall again.
Sorry, Mike.
And we're gonna have to put some wood behind there so we have something to bolt our shelf and our CR and our hose reel to.
Yep.
And so you're gonna see me fumbling through some drywall here. We probably don't have all the right tools and all the right stuff. So we might need to make another trip to Home Depot.
We'll figure it out.
But the essential or the basic layout, let's put the camera over here and I'll show you what we got, what we're working with. First we got the shelf, right? So the shelf has 2 triangle pieces, right? This is the part that goes on the wall, or it mounts to the wall, and then the shelf actually just floats, right? So it just, like nothing bolts to the shelf just sits.
Just sits
right?
on the brackets.
So gravity holds it in place. And then the way I send the shelf is you get all the parts. So we have 2 clamps for the Krenzla, 2 clamps for the inlet hose, and 2 clamps for the power cord, and we'll likely cut the power cord here today. Right, so that's what comes with the shelf. Obviously we have the Krenzla. The Krenzla comes double boxed, right, so it comes in another box that floats inside. Notice how they really don't even make a box for the 1322.
Nothing was checked off. That's what I was.
Right.
That's the Mormon special.
They have a label on it. The working pressure is 450 to 1300 psi. Max pressure is 1500, 2.1 gallons per minute. That's the key. So, normal electric pressure washers, a Sunjoe, a Greenworks, whatever your AR Blue Clean, they're all rated at say 1.6, 1.5, 2.0. They're all rated at those specs, but they're generally rated, say, 2 gallons per minute and then they give you 2,000 psi, but they're directly disproportional, right?
Yeah.
At 2,000 psi, it's like 0.8 gallons per minute.
Yeah.
But at 300 psi, it's 1.76 gallons per minute. This is at 1,300 psi, 2.1 gallons per minute. So think of this as like a high-end amplifier, and that an amplifier is always going to sort of underrate. Or it's like a Porsche or McLaren giving you, it's 600 horsepower. Well, it's, world. In real world comparison, it's probably much more.
Yeah.
So Krenzla goes on the shelf, right? And then below that we have the Cox hose reel, and this is where it gets tricky. This hose reel is nice, tight, and compact, but the holes are 6 inches apart, right? So you can't hit a stud. And so we've got to put some wood in the wall in order to grab that. And you can't just drywall anchor this because you're going to be tugging on it.
Yeah, that's going to be the most used piece.
And when you have water in there, that thing weighs 100 pounds or so. So we're going to have to do that to mount the hose reel. And then below that, we have the CR spotless. This section mounts. And it doesn't have to be exact dimensions. So if you're looking for exactly how it needs to go, we have a blank canvas over here. So we can set it up however we want, because I send the piping. I send quite a bit of extra pipe if you buy the piping package. So we have enough pipe, more than enough, to be able to then cut it to length.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll be able to cut that however we need to. I also send a bent pipe, and we'll show you how this works, so that you don't have to try to bend aluminum. I don't think aluminum bends all that easily. And then we have this beauty. This thing is freaking awesome. So this is a T316 stainless connection that will connect to the end of the piping package and then snake into the inlet of the pressure washer. So that's how we'll get the water into it. And then we have all of our various fittings, our valves and connections for that. I send it with the tools that we need to torque, because the valves have their own proprietary tool. We have our Mosmatic wand holder, and then we have the Mosmatic gun wand.
Gun and wand.
I also, we're going to compare, I'll show you MTM and Mosmatic. You know, the MTM SGS 28 is a good alternative to the Mosmatic. It's $45 less. So I wanted to talk about the two of those. We have all the various quick disconnects, our Cobra Jet 100-foot hose, MTM foam cannon.
CR stuff, all the tools for the CR stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's our inlet hose. This is a 3-foot inlet hose that we'll use to connect the outlet of the pressure washer to the hose reel, and then we have the basic bucket filler, which will go on the wall over there. So good news is we have all the stuff. Bad news is I got to cut a hole in the wall. So let's get rolling. All right, so let's kind of lay this out here and get an idea of what we're going to need to do. And we can kind of mark up the wall. You know, there's lots of ways to do this. The thing I like about the CR, the Simple Chuck, you know, a lot of people don't realize this, but Simple Chuck is CR, right?
Yeah.
It's just that they brand it a little differently. It's a little different look. I like the industrial look of this.
I like the color of this.
Yeah. Color, look, feel, fit and finish. The specs are very similar, and the Simple Chuck has slightly more output because there's a little more resin. It lasts a little bit longer. I think these are another thing that have an underrated spec, right? They're giving you, I think, a worst case scenario. Maybe not absolute worst, but if you have really brutally bad water, then you're probably going to want to set it up to where you're on their monthly program. You know, and they're sending you new resin all the time. It's going to be expensive, but less expensive than trying to buy it all the time. But the beauty of these is they send you the filter, they send you the thing, and you just swap it out, and it's a piece of cake. When you start dealing with dumping resin in and things like that, it's just more expensive.
Yeah, that's easy to just unscrew that off, pop that out, put the new one in, send it back, call it a day.
So we're not putting the resin in because we just want to rough this out.
Yeah, just mock up.
This is going to dictate where everything else goes.
You need to keep in mind too how much space you need off the floor to unscrew the cap to get the cap.
Well, we're gonna go up here.
Yeah.
I forget you're not as tall as me, so you're gonna want it air on the side of lower. Because this shelf gets high, you know, the higher we put this, the higher the other shelf gets.
Yeah. The resin sits in the blue piece, right?
Correct.
So once you clear the 1.5 inches of threads, it just comes out.
You know, we're gonna want to be somewhere around here.
Okay.
So stand back there and tell me what you think, and then we'll mark it.
Well, you're crooked. No.
Come on.
Yeah, I think that's about okay.
Okay.
So I mean, you're about what 8 to 10 inches off the floor.
Yeah. So just give me just mark the crap out of it. Good. So we're gonna be somewhere in that ballpark. So we're gonna need some wood there. All right. We need a gap for our piping. So you're gonna want our hose reel somewhere in this neighborhood. We could make it tighter.
That's pushing it though. I mean, the piping, I like the look of the piping, right? That's like part of using the previous. I think of the pipings.
Right, so if we leave a little gap, and then our shelf
can tuck right on top of that, right? You still need to hold that up though.
Probably, yeah. All right, so we've got CR is gonna be here, so we have this marked. And notice, you know, the holes are inside, you know, the studs are here, holes are here. So one option is we could put a piece of wood on top of the wall, but then it won't look as nice. And then we've got our hose is gonna go here, and then we take our shelf and kind of tuck it up in there. It only goes up in so far, but we tuck it up in this area. So the shelf will sit right here, and the hose reel is up in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go get some 2x12s and just block this all out. So we're gonna put a big block here, gonna put a big block here, probably two. If we put 2 pieces of 2x12 and then another piece of 2x12, and then we'll be able to put the drywall right back in place, torque it on there. We got studs just enough to break our hearts. You know, it's right outside of where we need it to be.
Well, you know, I don't tend to make things easy in life.
So there's our stud.
Is that the inside or the outside?
Well, it doesn't matter, because what I'll do is I'll start here and I'll go out to wherever it is. So I just want to have an idea. So the nice thing about cutting it in between the studs is we won't hit any screws, and then we'll be able to reuse that
you just
plate
pop
with
that
all
out,
the texture
yeah.
and everything. Yeah, so it should match right up. I wonder if we're better off cutting out one big piece. I think probably cut the whole thing.
I would cut the whole thing, put your blocks in, get it set up.
Well, I'm just thinking, if we cut out this section and then cut out that smaller section.
I think it's going to be easier to paint over something like this than to do little spots, right? Sit rep, I'm no drywall expert. Now, Mike, if you're watching,
turn this part of the video.
Yeah. Why don't you come out here in about?
Do it right next time.
It's an oversight. So that's the one thing. You know, I have some footage of the actual piping install, so you guys will be able to see kind of behind the wall already what was done to get the piping where it's at. So you have the dedicated feed into the pressure washer, and then I have the hose bib for bucket fillers, whatever else. But, you know, we didn't really think anything of it. I kind of assumed that everything was just 16 inches, you know, stud width, and we were possibly thinking you could mount this, you know, you put a big piece of wood on the wall, right? But that's not good enough for us. So we kind of want everything flush on the wall. So unfortunately, 'tis the nature of the beast. You just kind of have to tear it apart. Re-drywall again, shouldn't be that bad, and it'll be nice. But if you guys are doing this,
so we're gonna cut that out, and we're gonna have to go get some 2x12.
that's the thing people don't understand. This it's a custom package, but it's going to take some work to.
Yeah, the point is to get you
everything you need in one spot.
Let's see.
Do you want a new blade on that?
No. I mean, this probably isn't going to work, but I just wanted to see if it would. Since we need to go get 2x12s anyway,
yeah,
we might as well get the right tool.
Commercial break.
Here's the good news. The good news is we went our second trip to Lowe's is out of the way. The bad news is I'm sure we're going to have to make a third. I don't know what we need.
We're good.
Figure it out.
We're good. We got this.
Troy, maybe get the cheap one. I'm going to join my national traveling install team when we go around to everybody in outfit garages.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll go out. I'll do the pre-step, right? The preliminary.
You be the cameraman.
Yeah. Mike will come out and do the plumbing. This is the part I hate. You had this nice, pretty drywall.
So this is the third hole we're putting in the wall now?
Yeah. Well, the first one I had to go
notch out. Yeah.
Well, I had to go there, here, out to there.
Right.
Bring it over
To the box.
into the panel. Right. Yeah. And then we did this one, and this is hopefully the easiest one.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is my argument to people, like with bucket fillers and pressure washers. Keep going. Pressure washers and stuff like that. Is people are always questioning, well, who the heck would want that? Who the heck's going to want a bucket filler when the standard hose bib is at 18 inches? I said, well, a lot of people are going to modify.
Well, that's what I did. Mine used to be down here, and the issue with that was I had my own, makeshift bucket filler, your old one, from way back, and it would sit down here, and I would have to sit there. It was just, I didn't even use it.
It wasn't as efficient, right?
Yeah, I just didn't even use it, and it's not that it didn't work. It just was.
So not everybody's going to go and modify, but there's a large percent. I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for the people who. Actually, I'm not looking for anybody. I just did it.
Do what you want to do, and people else
wanted it, and I think other people probably want it too.
Where do you want me to? Were you doing the bottom?
Go to
one?
the second line, yeah.
This one or this one?
That bottom one. Plus, why would you not want to do this? It's fun. It's fun until you're about 6 hours in, and then you want to kill yourself.
Once we get this done and fixed, I'm not worried about it. I hate drywall.
All right, third trip to Home Depot. We just cut the water line.
I was just gonna say that. Do you want me to drain it?
Yeah. I told you we were making a third trip to Lowe's.
See, these Obsessed Garage buckets also make very good emergency water draining buckets.
Bailing.
Good thing a plumber's coming too. You probably just
How did
snagged
we
it.
do that? Yeah. Oh, it's right here.
Now, can they patch that? Or they have to cut.
He's gonna have to cut it out.
But he can patch it with a cut. He can just cut
Yeah.
2 inches out. No,
I see it.
it flares probably.
I think we were just butting up against it because you can feel it. So he's gonna want to cut. Dang it, man. Why does everything gotta be so much harder?
Custom.
Dang it.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
No, it gets worse.
What happened? Oh, no. You got the pipe?
Barely just nicked it. It didn't like gush out, so it's just a little pinhole. So, because you see it's further back in here, and it comes out closer to the wall. So, the repair of this, I'm assuming you can just cut this out and just re-splice some in there.
Well, what, you cut the plastic?
Yeah. Yeah, we nicked it with the tip of the drywall.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's this, and those are crimped on connectors. So you'll have to get a local area plumber that does polypropylene, and he'll just come out with a coupling. He'll cut that bad section out and just crimp in a coupling right there.
Oh, okay. Is this something we can do, or should we just have the plumber do it?
You don't have the right tools. Yeah.
Okay.
You actually, you can get a shark connector. Actually, yes, you can. I think Depot in your area probably sells shark connectors for that polypropylene.
So
what are you doing with what did you cut the drywall for?
So we were just going to brace. We have everything marked out. We were going to put the wood bracing in because the CR Spotless wasn't 16 wide either, so we would have had to put a block on there. So
okay.
we just figured all we did was cut in between the studs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're just going to block it off and then just put that piece right back in,
Mm-hmm.
paint around it, and be on our way.
Okay.
Except for now, we're not on our way.
No.
So,
The trials and tribulations of
yes.
Troy Sowers and Matt Mormon. All right.
We'll make it too. I will give you a shout.
Does Mike Figueroa need to go get a plane ticket?
Yeah, that'd be. We should have had him out here to begin with.
So
That's the Matt Mormon
with
test.
our rather limited skill set combined with our limited amount of tools that we have, I'm going to cut this.
What
the heck was that?
Mike's tape line on the drywall.
Oh, come on, man.
We can't win today, folks. We can't win today.
Yeah, chop.
Now wait a minute, my hand's there. I feel like you could get a pair of dikes and just cut that off a lot easier.
This isn't metal fab. Why do I do this? Why do I put myself through this mess? I need to hire people from here on out and just supervise. It's just
Why do you think I pay people to come in and do these things?
Oh, it's definitely it's definitely 14. Nope, not even close.
Well, the drywall,
No, the drywall is not the problem here.
it's not 14.
Not yet. It's not going in there like that. Boy, it'd be great if we had a circular saw. Why can't you pull one of your moves like where you buy it and return it?
I maybe could. That is a signature move.
Yeah.
We call that the prom dress extravaganza.
Now I need to cut the same freaking thing.
Why don't you just cut another piece? Let me call my dad.
Does he have a circular saw?
Probably.
Oh yeah, I'm glad he's here because this would have taken us 6 hours, and then it would have just leaked anyway.
Then we would have had to call you anyways.
Then we'd have had to cut the darn drywall out again. Nice new connection. There we go.
Hey.
You're gonna love how professional grade I'm doing these stringers here. Oh my god.
Professional grade.
Did you hear that laugh?
First of all, I'm using a drill to drive in.
Mike had no problems using it.
If you're doing all this and you got drywall cut out and everything else, maybe just button that back up and do what I was telling you yesterday, Troy. Go get yourself a half sheet, 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood. Screw that to the studs and then paint it, and then just screw bolt everything to that 3/4 plywood. It'll look nice and you won't have to worry about
Too late.
seams.
Too late.
Too late? Alright.
The good news is the plumbing's fixed.
What'd you do?
Called the plumber.
We fixed it ourselves.
The plumber was able to come out real
Like
quick.
immediately.
Dude, they fixed it in what? It took him longer to drive here, and he clamped that out in 2 seconds.
I'm sure.
All right, we need to keep that somewhat flush here, Troy.
All right, I will call you back later, buddy. I got to go help Matt attempt to not mess stuff
no
up.
problem. Alright.
All right, later.
That sucker's not going anywhere. It's going to solidify your entire foundation. Next up, we got to hit the electrical lines. We got to redo that. Got to make sure we hit that.
Let's not do that. Well, I'll tell you what. You can hit that with the saw.
Boom. We got to cut one more. Pound on that a little bit for me and show everybody how stout. Good. All right. So now
Water line fixed.
stringer done. Let's put the drywall back in.
This might have to come out.
Shoot. That's not good. Oh, it's too late to pull it out. I can pull it out on the top a little bit, maybe. Let's see.
It's definitely better, though. See, that one's almost golden. Oy vey.
Mike's nice, beautiful.
I know, he's gonna be so butthurt. That's
Beautiful
easy.
job.
He's calling like 4 times. Keeps checking up on us. Oh yeah, fill her nice in there. See, it's funny because normally I've always been down at Matt's helping him do work, and he stands around.
Ah! No!
But
I
now,
love these shoes.
now I get to stand around and watch him put stuff on his brand new shoes.
Dang it.
I have Adam's shoe cleaner in there.
Crap.
That's why I wore the old shoes, man. Oh, that's an easy clean. I can clean that for you, buddy.
Yeah, do that right now while I'm doing this.
I'm the professional shoe guy.
It's going to look just like mine. I wanted to make sure yours look like mine with my wonky joints. Mission accomplished.
On the right track.
I don't know if I want to show this part on camera, the part that I don't know what I'm doing.
Cut it out.
It's not my style. I like to leave it in. Give people a chance to attack me.
Yeah, see that? You could probably layer it.
Yeah. This is where tape makes more sense. For this gap, because then you can carry the gap a little smoother. This joint's great.
Yeah, the top. Now, are you going to do another coat of, when you do this, you do another coat and you just build it up and then just...
Yeah. We don't want to put it on too thick because then it won't dry.
Yeah. You're going to have to just because of the gap up top there.
Yep. Yeah, because we're going to have to bring...
You're going to have to fade it. Yeah.
Right.
Level it.
This is where Mike's level is way different than what our level is going to be.
Like he's using a 1 foot wide, pro level tool.
And we'll sand that, bring more in, sand that, bring more in. Nap time.
Nap time for Maddie.
Feeling a little beat up here.
Defeated.
Yeah, very much so defeated. It's 11 o'clock at night. Notice there ain't no pressure washer on the wall.
Look, Matt was not lying when he said this is a complete custom install, okay? No, in all seriousness, the two important things if you're going to do this right off the bat, remember, you need bracing. If you want a clean install and you're going to rip apart your drywall to do plumbing, you might as well rip out a big chunk and put in-wall bracing in between your studs because...
So we bought the old amateur hour stuff, right? So we bought some crackle,
and the whole time we were like, we should buy, the quick step. But like, this should work. It's not too humid out.
So we bought this. Dry. That was trip number 2.
Yes.
Right, trip number 1. When we got here yesterday, I was like, sweet, we'll run there. I got in later in the evening, went to dinner, we went to Lowe's, we got everything we needed.
Yeah, everything we needed. We're good to go 8 a.m. this morning.
But we didn't buy any of this stuff because we weren't going to cut the wall. Right?
Correct.
We were just going to
tuck the reel, but then with a CR spotless, we were going to tuck. The problem was the hose reel was 6 inches, right?
Right. Yeah, the studs are 16 on center, right? So 16 inches. And the problem is all the things are
less than
10 inches
12.
wide. Yeah, right. So one way to do that is we bought a 1x8, and we're just going to run it on the wall. But then I'm like, it's just not going to look very good.
Same with the CR.
So I said we need to cut the wall, and you're like, I don't do drywall. We got this. So we went and we got this stuff. This didn't work. This was taking we were 3 hours in, and
didn't even do anything.
It's super humid today. It's just not working. So then we bought this stuff.
The Fast.
Fast and Final. This, 2 hours later, didn't do squat. So then we went back to Lowe's for the 4th time, and we got the 20-minute stuff. And now here's where we're at.
It's a lot better. It's getting there.
Coat number 2, yeah.
No, that's coat 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's coat 3.
1, 2,
well, no, it's
3,
it's coat
4.
Yeah, that's coat 3 of the quick
5.
set.
So
yeah. So we have probably one more coat left to do near the bottom just to kind of level it out. Then maybe some touch-ups, right? And then sand it down, unfortunately.
You saw we'd cut a hole in the pipe.
Well, that was a lot. That was
like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, we totally forgot about that during story time. So
my quote was, let's take us 3, maybe 4 hours. We're 15 and nothing's happened.
But I
forgot to send the freaking nozzle, so we don't have the nozzle. So anyway, this is how it goes, people.
Yeah, don't expect it. I mean, I was trying to be as prepared as possible. Flying Mike out here, getting everything good.
So when I talk about, I'm going to get you 90% of the way there.
This is the 10.
Yeah.
And it's a big 10. It's a big 10. But look, if you're handy and you can do this stuff and you have the time to do it, have at it. This would be a lot easier if we had somebody who can do drywall and just, drywall guys, if you're out there, you would have this done.
We have a lot of respect for it.
Yeah, I don't do drywall.
Because even after all this, it's probably not going to look very good. Just want to let you know that. So it'll be good. I'll be up tonight doing some more coats. We got to let it dry. But shout out to my uncle for stopping by and pulling in clutch on that. He probably saved 3 coats. He came in here and just did one quick coat, but it's just really that now
bottom.
I got some weird bubbles happening here. I don't know where that came from, but hopefully those sand off.
They should sand down.
Look at that. Look at your floor.
We'll clean that all up. But it's...
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, to the floor.